This is Rock Leach with Social Fire. Now, I got to be honest with y'all up front. This is not the normal story I usually cover, but it's one that's raising some serious questions about trust, confidentiality, and pastoral responsibility. A woman is now suing her former pastor after a private counseling session turned her whole world upside down. According to what she said, she confided in her pastor, admitting to an affair, seeking spiritual guidance and support. But weeks later, the pastor allegedly shared the information with her husband. Not long after, she was kicked out of the house and eventually divorced. Was this a breach of confidentiality or a case of spiritual accountability? Should pastors ever break trust in the name of protecting a marriage? Or did this cross the line? We got to talk about this one. You don't want to miss this video.
Social fire, we don't play. Rock Leach bringing the heat all day. Faith on fire, no mask, no leash. Fire in his voice, yeah, I rock.
He the voice for the ones that the church forgot. He bring truth to the light, whether liked or not.
Yeah, y'all, I don't normally deal with this kind of thing right here, but this was sent to me by a subscriber, and I was like, well, we'll take a look at it, because it's dealing with a pastor. Now, I'm going to reserve my opinion. I'm going to try my best to reserve my true opinions until the end, if I could even do that. But let's go ahead and get into this right here. This is coming from this Justice for All show. It's on YouTube, so we're going to react to it. And I am going to stop the video from time to time because I have to stay within fair use, especially with dealing with something that's normally on cable television, because I don't want no copyright strikes. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go.
Christina Perez. Catrice McDonald is suing Pastor Martin Hall in the amount of $25,000. Ms. McDonald claims her pastor betrayed her trust by disclosing her confession of adultery to her husband and says he's responsible for ruining her life.
Okay, Pastor Hall.
The pastor's responsible for ruining her life, but she was having the affair. Okay, I'm gonna wait.
Oh, I understand. You are here today because one of the members of your church is suing you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss McDonald, start.
Yeah. Hi, Your Honor.
Suing your pastor.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm suing him
I'm gonna behave, y'all. I'm gonna behave. Go ahead. Tell us.
because he divulged what I told him in confidence, which was that I was unfaithful to my husband, and he went ahead and told my husband, who promptly divorced me and kicked me out of the house.
So why is it your pastor's fault that you cheated on your husband?
I thought...
Yes, Lord. Answer that. Okay, yeah.
What I had told him was in confidence, and I was looking to him for emotional help. I couldn't afford a therapist, so I thought, I'm depressed. And
did he help you?
He said that honesty is the best way to make myself feel better. And so he said, you have a month, tell your husband. Then one day they met at the gym, and Pastor Hall just says that I was unfaithful, and then my husband comes home in a fury, and that was it.
Pastor Hall...
No, he gave her a month to come clean to her husband. I don't know about you, but he's pastoring both of them. If she was a member, I'm quite sure her husband was a member there as well. And to cover her but leave the other one uncovered, to know one sinning and the other one's being affected by the sin, that's the dichotomy of what's going on right here. But for her to admit and say, and we're gonna hear what the pastor said, he told her in the council session, you got a month to get this out, because I'm finna put it out there if you don't put it out there. And talked about the honesty. I thought that was good. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Let's go.
Did you specifically say, hey, by the way, Mr. McDonald, and you can stand up, Mr. McDonald, I see you're here in the pastor's support as a witness, but Pastor Hall, did you tell Mr. McDonald, hey, by the way, your wife cheated on you?
No.
Okay, I thought that's what he did. Okay, how did you do it?
So...
And please don't tell me it was a text message.
She is correct in how we got together. We did meet. She did confide in me.
Okay.
I already forgave her. The Lord forgives her. But in order for her to forgive herself and to move on, you know, she has to
take
tell her
those
husband.
extra steps. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Coming up.
Then, Mr. McDonald, how did you find out your wife cheated on you?
It was during that time with the pastor when I knew something.
Her face. Her face, girl, quit.
Might have been said that.
Something triggered you?
Right. Exactly.
Closed captioning provided by.
Don't care. Let me make sure I mute that.
You're watching Justin
All right.
Perez. We're back with the case of Catrice McDonald, who is suing Pastor Martin Hall for negligence.
Then you met Mr. McDonald
Yes.
at the gym.
Okay, so they met at the gym. Let's go ahead and get that in there. All right, met at the gym.
Yes.
Okay, you
So-
were working out.
So this was about 6 weeks later.
6 weeks later. Oh, you gave her time. All right. You know, because he said a month. She said he said a month. He didn't, and I guarantee you during that time, if she hadn't told him, they stopped going to the church. Because I'm a pastor, I know how this thing go. If she don't want to do what the pastor done told, she don't want to come out, they finna stop coming. And she probably was telling her husband negative stuff about the pastor. I don't like his preaching anymore. He seems weird. He might be batting for the other team. I mean, you know, people do things like that because they want you to stab them around truth. I'm just saying. He gave her 6 weeks. 6, that's the number after 5. 5 is the number after 4, which is what they said, 4 weeks a month. I'm just saying, he gave her a lot of time. Let's go.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, it was great catching up. I hadn't seen them in church in a little bit.
Like I said, they had stopped coming to church. Lord, y'all, I know what folk do. I've been pastor for a long time.
So we catch each other at the gym. We talk.
Why is she looking at him like that? Girl, come. She's scared of what he gonna say. She's scared of what she gonna say. And that lady right there look like that might be her sister or something. But this face here, okay, let's go.
And I briefly mentioned, you know, it's great to see people go through so much adversity, you know, when it comes to different things like sickness, you know, things like bankruptcy, things like adultery, all kinds of types of, you know, situations and things, periods that couples can go through.
So you just gave a general statement about obstacles that they go through. Going through obstacles makes people stronger.
Correct.
Right? But you just threw bankruptcy, addiction, adultery in there. You weren't specifically thinking of that, or you just kind of said it?
Yeah, no, I'm not alluding to anything, you know.
Man. Come on, Pastor. Come on now. You know, I could almost replay that in my head. You know, it's so good to see you. I know people go through, you know, bankruptcies, addictions, sickness, adultery. Or whatever they go through. I'm just glad to see. Pastor, come on, you threw that good one out there. So he's basically saying he didn't outright, and looks like he didn't outright tell him, but he did. But he didn't. I'm just saying. Look like he did it, so he, okay. Like he was trying to get into some plausible deniability or something. But you told him, but you didn't. Okay. Now, well, I don't know. Y'all got to tell me what y'all think about that right there. You know, he gave a multiple choice, but probably winked at him on the one he needed. Adultery. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to behave. Let's get back to it.
It was just a general statement.
Just general
Obstacles
hardships.
such as make people stronger.
Correct.
Okay. And that's it? You guys both went on your way?
Yeah. It was just a quick kind of touch and go with us, yeah.
Okay. And then, Mr. McDonald, how did you find out your wife cheated on you?
It was during that time with the pastor when I knew something might have been said that
Something triggered you?
right.
That man got the Holy Ghost. That's what that did. He felt something in his sanctified soul that wasn't right. Okay, let's go on. But I believe he got the Holy Ghost. Y'all got to miss me, you know, with the comments about stopping the video. But I believe this man here got the Holy Ghost.
Exactly. It was whether or not she cheated on me.
Did you have a suspicion she cheated on you?
Yes.
When and for how long?
It was prior to the pandemic, and I.
So you always felt it in your gut that she cheated on you?
Yes.
Judge Perez's verdict when justice for all returns.
Felt it in his sanctified soul. He felt it. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya. Woman, I feel something around here. Something ain't right in Jesus' name. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right, I don't want to do too much of the middle part there because I'm trying to avoid any level of probably what it could be, but I want to hear her ruling, so I'm gonna make sure I get it just right. There we go.
So was it the pastor's line that made you, do you think he was trying to tell you your wife cheated on you, or?
Yes.
So you confronted your wife, she admitted that she cheated on you, and you filed for divorce. Okay. And why 25?
Okay, so she admitted it. He confronted her. She admitted it. Why didn't she lie? Because in essence, she was expecting the pastor to know the truth and not share it. She was expecting him to lie. That's still a lie. Why wouldn't she lie and want to sue him? Okay, y'all gonna have to get in the comments on that one. That's a good question there, but go ahead.
$5,000.
Well, Your Honor.
I'm gonna back it up because I might have talked over it.
Okay. And why $25,000?
Well, Your Honor, I'm a teacher, and a teacher's salary is not very big. And when I got kicked out, I had to find an apartment.
Oh, she's emotional. Bless her heart.
And so that's for 6 months worth of rent. And then also, because I no longer have someone I can trust, like Pastor Hall here, I had to go to therapy, and that's not something that I can typically afford. So I'm also including 6 months of therapy.
Okay. I just don't think he disclosed anything on purpose. You're not taking...
Okay, so let me pause it right quick before she make her ruling. One, pastors, let's get something clear. You shouldn't be counseling no women. If you're a man, you shouldn't be counseling no women by yourself. This would have been avoided if he'd have had somebody else in there with him. Because I'm telling you, if normally this is what I do, I normally counsel, Jess gonna be in there with me. And I'm already telling you, if something drop like that, I'm telling you, we telling. You not gonna do that and then take us to court expecting us to lie for you. That's sin. I can't, that's like me paying, gotta make sure I don't go too far on this, but I can't support your sin. I can't. And so pastors, don't counsel by yourself. You asking for stuff like this to happen. You asking for stuff like this to happen. If you do that, do not counsel by yourself. Ladies, neither. Y'all, I'm telling you, you got to have some, this is crazy. But I want to hear the ruling. Let's hear the ruling. I'm trying to keep my true thoughts. Go ahead.
Accountability of what you did.
Let me back it up a little bit.
You caused this. You're not taking accountability of what you did. You caused the breakdown to happen. I know this is very harsh. At the end of the day, you're responsible for your actions and any consequences that come thereof, okay? Based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $25,000.
All rise.
Oh,
Judge Perez
she
has
lost.
ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I'm going to pray for you and hope that you heal.
I have no words.
The pastor said, I'm going to pray for you and hope that you heal. Y'all, listen, this was crazy. One, this was crazy because she actually did this to herself. You trying to sue this man when you the one that was turning your life upside down. And one of the things that was funny to me is that she said I couldn't afford therapy. So I went to my pastor because it's like she's saying I had to go I couldn't afford Walmart, so I went to the Dollar Tree version. You devil, you how dare you say that? Now, I want y'all to grade this pastor. I want you to get, based on what you heard about what he did and how he conducted it, give him a grade overall, F through A, you know? Now, the reason that I'm going on here and showing a lot of this stuff, even reacting to this story, is because of what happened with the, let me pull this up because I want to show y'all something. It's because the internet was actually saying the pastor shouldn't have said nothing. He shouldn't have told her business. He should have kept that. and all of that. And that's what the world will do. That's what the world will do. They'll try to make it like, we like we should be like them. But this pastor knew that he could not do that. And I'm glad that he didn't. And so I want to actually read some of these comments if it'll let me do that. All right, yeah, it's letting me now. All right, let me get back into this so I can show y'all some of these comments. Now let's look at this. Somebody up here said good pastor. Now I want y'all to grade him. A through F through A. What a job he did, and then tell me why you gave him that grade. Get in the comments and let me know what grade you give him. Somebody up here said good job. I see that. Dre Nature said good job. Said a woman had the audacity to sue the pastor because she cheated. I already know women lack accountability, but this is diabolical. It is. Now it is, y'all. That it is, and so that's what she said. She said, "I have no words." I do. Keep your legs closed. I don't know if I'm bad, but I got to scan these comments before I read them to y'all. Say, keep your legs closed. Stop blaming everybody for it. Listen, whoever you was cheating with, why she didn't go stay with them? You free now? Or was it about the convenience? He didn't want you. He didn't want the crown. He just wanted to stay the clown. He didn't want the crown. And oh my God. Yeah, somebody said this right here. What do y'all think about this right here? Somebody said this right here. Cheaters will defend the wife. I support the pastor fully. Even if he had told him in a direct manner, I would still support him. I'm just going to be real with you, y'all. I support the pastor too. Now, I ain't finna beat around the bush. I'm finna tell her, like, look, I probably would have given a little time. I would have said, listen, you got a week. You got 7 days because I pastor your husband too. You're in sin. What you're doing is sin, but you're violating the sanctity of your home. And there are other people in your home that you are violating by doing. I don't know if they have any kids. This would have been even worse if they had kids. But how dare you step out, come tell me, then expect me to keep you want me to be a part of your sin. So then you go around and tell your husband, well, I cheated, but the pastor knew. You get what I'm saying, y'all? That's ignorance. That's why I'm telling, like, I'm going to tell, matter of fact, I probably wouldn't even give 7 days. I just walked with her to her husband and told, y'all, we got something to talk about. I probably would have surprised her with it, but, that's just what it's going to be, y'all. This is a complicated thing, but for me, it's not. This is from my pastoral experience. You pastor two people. You pastor two people. It's like when me and Dr. Yarbrough, and this has been a great conversation for him. I probably should have did this video with him. We talked about that when people who are divorced at a church decide to both stay at the church. I've had that situation there too. And the advice that I give on that situation there is what I told the couple that happened to. It had happened a few times. People would divorce right there in the church and then decide both of them want to stay members at the church. And I told them this was just my thing to keep peace at the church because people always try to side. They always try to get on the woman's side or on the man's side. And, people just trying to help. But then sometimes it ends up being cliques and all that kind of stuff. But my whole thing was if you stay here, you can't date here. You can't date people in the church. That's what I would say. Now, could I 100% make sure they weren't dating in the church? No, but I had to make it known that was my posture. Because, because just say, for instance, one get to dating at the church, then the other one see that person dating, and then all these feelings and stuff. I didn't want to deal with that. That's a lot. So we're going to keep this simple. If you're going to stay here, y'all can't date here. Y'all got to date on the outside. And so I would do that. Now, is that the perfect solution? No. Other solution, probably just y'all find another church. But that's not, I've never put anyone out the church for anything like that. So anyway, so give me a grade. I want to know what your thoughts are as far as a grade. Give me, because all of them didn't comment on the, So anyway, I want to know your thoughts. I want you to meet me in the comments because I really want to know. Grade this pastor. Because y'all know I'm the first one that's going to talk about a pastor who's not doing right. But I applaud him for doing it his way. Now, let's say this. There were a lot of things that could have been done. But one, I'm just going to say the worst thing that I saw from the pastor is counseling somebody of the opposite sex by yourself. It's not safe these days. It is not safe, not for violence, but because of lies. I'm telling you, she could have came out that office and lied. What if she said she don't want to counsel with you no more because you tried to touch her, or you were inappropriate with her, or you said that you gave her a proposal, indecent proposal or something like that. What if it was something like that? People are quick to believe a lie. All your detractors, they gonna believe the lie. People who jealous of you and stuff like that, pastors, you got to be careful with this kind of stuff. You got to make sure that you got yourself covered. And that's why I thank God for a just Leach. I'm just saying, it ain't going down. And it ain't because she make me do it. It's just safe. It's just a safe thing. And you don't want to be out here, get caught in something, so that's the first thing that I saw that he did. But anyway, I want to ultimately know what you think about this. Y'all meet me in the comments because I can't wait to read these comments. All right, let's get in the comments. Let's go.
Social fire, we don't play. Rock Leach, bringing the heat all day. Faith on fire, no mask, no leash. Fire in his voice, yeah, rock.
He the voice for the ones that the church forgot. He bring truth to the light, whether liked or not.